everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to see all of you all, and I've been getting such beautiful comments and reviews from so many of you all. And I have to say a big thank you for all your kindness, your reviews, and for joining this live every weekend without fail. It really touches me that I've been doing this live for all of you since November 2021. And I've tried my best to be as consistent as I can. And of course, life gets in the way previously due to work commitments. But without fail, I always did a live every week. So recently, Facebook, I think due to storage reasons, has been deleting all of our videos, and they sent us an email long ago saying download them all. So if you guys want to watch my previous lives, go to my YouTube channel at Twin Flames Reunited. And also for those of you who haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. All right, just checking in the right place, and I'll just give it a few seconds until more of you all join me. Tell me, how have you guys been? I've been receiving a lot of emails, a lot of messages about how, excuse me, how fluctuating the energies have been. So we will talk about that. All right. Say you guys are here. Tell me what you guys think. All right. Perfect. So truly, a lot of changes are taking place. Let me get a sip of water. Always, I notice when things are heating up, I feel like I'm getting down with a cough. All right, today's topic is really exciting. But before we delve right into topic, I want to tell you guys about what's going on with the energies, and I also want to recommend the 5-5 portal that's happening on the 5th of May. This portal is really unique. You can read more about it on my website, and I'll be doing it only on the 5th of May. So limited spots, limited time slots as well. So before booking, ask me for a time slot. And it's going to be a unique healing, and it's going to be about change, multi-dimensionalism. And one thing is, every portal is very unique and it's very different, and every activation and healing I do is so uniquely customized for you that each one of you have a different experience, and that truly lightens my heart. All praise to God. So with that, guys, I am also expanding. I'm also introducing new courses. So for those of you who want to study under me, you guys can apply. Again, I only do one-on-one, and due to time commitment, there's an interview process before I take in students to show, to see, and for you guys to show me how committed you are to learning and expansion. Because, I've been teaching for many years, and over the years, you've got different types of students emerging, and it's always such a joy to see so many of you all go on to successfully open your own businesses under my guidance. So it's truly been a joy, and as you all know, I do my classes one-on-one, and I still hope to do that because everyone is very unique, and but again, we live in a limited universe, and time is limited. So there's only this much of time I have because I work full time as well, and I do this for you guys as well. So that's the reason why. I know a lot of you guys write to me once in a while to ask me if there's any availability. So I'm hoping, May, with God's blessing, gives me more time to teach, to do more healings and activations for you guys as well. So it's a beautiful time energetically. Of course, it's also fluctuating in many ways. I'm seeing a deep transformation for many. So actually what I'm seeing is two timelines splitting. One timeline, like I said, the techno kingdom, which is beautiful because everything we choose as a soul is a beautiful expression of God. So in the higher planes, there's no negative, positive, good, bad. Of course, we have spiritual laws not to infringe in anybody's freedoms and stuff like that. And that's when, if someone goes rogue in the higher dimensions, they are often, as a committee, we will decide what happens. So having said that, everything is an expression of God. So we are here as souls and we have chosen this journey, and also as twin flames, this is the journey we have chosen. And what is really beautiful is, in all the other star systems, in all the other planets, we have been so aware of our divine counterpart. There was never separation. So this is also a kind of a test that we have given ourselves here on earth, to completely forget who we are on a soul level, who we are as a twin flame, and to find each other again. Isn't this the most romantic story ever? So that's the reason why, guys, romanticism on this planet again is not quite expressed in a higher dimensional, multidimensional way. Romantic love tends to be very limiting nowadays due to the swiping culture. But having said that, having a twin flame connection is a rare gift from God. So all praise to God always. Again, a big shout out for MJ for, creating this group, running this group. It takes us so much joy to help you guys when we can. So truly. And again, thanks to MJ's support, I've been doing this live every week, and she knows many other times I have, changed the dates, changed the timings, but she's always been there for me. And, we have always been there for each other. And this is what this group is about. It's a group to support you guys, and that's why it's a free Twin Flames readings, help, and guidance group. And as you guys know, every 2 months you can request for a free reading, and we have got a team of really beautiful readers. So yes, all right, with that, it's 9:09 here in Singapore and 9:09 Eastern time. We're gonna start our discourse. So let me just look at some of the comments, if there are any. Oh, Julia, perfect. Good morning, Karen. Lovely to see you here. Hello, Julia. Yes, it's been very intense. Karen, I hope you're feeling better and you're fully recovered. Love and prayers to you. Hi, Tracy. Beautiful to see you. Hello, Sarah. Lovely to see you as always. I'm good. I hope you guys are all well too. So, as you guys know, I wake up 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was further thinking, hey, which angle should I channel? There's a lot of stuff that I've already channeled for you guys in terms of divine masculine behavior, divine masculine energies, and why a divine masculine behaves the way he behaves. And along the years, I've had many questions from my clients who have asked me, I've done everything, literally every healing on the planet. I've seen every healer, I've seen every reader on this planet and beyond. But still, I'm not able to get into union with my divine masculine. Why is that so? And I shared a mini discourse in my YouTube channel some time back, saying that sometimes it's not always about your healing journey. It's mission related as well. And what I mean by mission related is, sometimes everything may be in alignment, but you may still not be in union. So it's very rare to be a twin flame, and that too very rare to be a monadic twin flame, just a monadic twin flame. And it's so rare. The percentage of twin flames on earth right now, very small percentage. And within that very small percentage, a very small percentage, we're actually in union. And in that very small percentage of being in union, you've got the awakening union and you've got the wounded union, where there's still a lot of separations. And at this point, for both split soul twin flames and monadic twin flames, the behavior of the divine masculine can be very similar. So for the sake of today's discourse, I'm just going to talk very generally about divine masculines. Maybe in another discourse I will talk about split soul, divine masculines, and monadic divine masculines. But today is a very general topic. So if it's a mission related reason, no matter what you do, you're not going to be in union. But however, how do you find out if it's a mission related reason? Firstly, you won't be operating from ego if it's a mission related reason. You will be in a more detached and surrendered stage often, and you will, unless it's part of the mission for you to be in your wounded essence, most of the time you're in your awakening divine feminine essence. So this is one way to identify. Secondly, in terms of healings, some will ask, I'm doing so many healings, but my DM is still, not responding, not communicating, or is in and out. My reply to you is that every single day we have new cells being born and new cells dying in our body. So healing, just like our soul, is an infinite process. So the whole understanding of healing needs to be shifted. Healing is not because something is wrong with you, so you have to heal. Healing is about expansion and growth, because we have to differentiate the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the spiritual body. And in all these layers, there are different levels of healing. So the physical body, you get injured, your body repairs itself. Sometimes you take medication. Sometimes, it heals on its own if it's a small wound. Energetic healing, quite complex. So when I do soul realignment, it's many layers of repair work that I'm doing. And then when it comes to regular healings, like moon healings or those healings that you get to balance your chakras, it's also helping you to grow and evolve further. So that's the reason why I've always told you guys, the relationship I have with my clients as a healer is a very private one, and it's formed based on trust. And that's why you got to be very wise when you choose your healer, because you're giving us the permission to heal, right? And often we are guided, just like how we have so many people out there in the world, so many psychics, so many healers. We are often guided to choose who we want to work with, who we feel will best help us to get to the next level or wherever we want to go. Another thing is, my role as a healer is not to come in and to repair something. You have to see it this way. I'm just helping yourselves to reprogram itself, to heal itself. So, example, soul realignment, gazillion implant removals, right? So when the implant itself is removed, your life force energy flows better. Your kundalini starts rising better, right? And of course, when it comes to healing, lifetimes and lifetimes of experience come in handy, not only in Earth, but in other dimensions, other planets, other star systems. So in my own journey as a starseed, I've lived in many star systems, many planets, and I've learned so much from different star systems and my own Mintakan healing as well. And with learning, and with expansion and with growth, that's why I always talk about the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. With the growth mindset, we're always learning and we're always expanding so that we have more to offer the world. Fixed mindset is when people become stuck or they start operating from the ego, It's more like, I am the healer. Well, the gift of healing comes from God. Often we just facilitate the healing process. So again, all praise to God for all the healings that I'm doing, and I'm going to do as well. Again, like I said, going back to experience, when we have a lot of experience, we're able to offer something unique. So that's the reason why advanced twin flames, you may feel like, hey, I've done a lot of healings, but I still feel like there's something else. So that's when we go do very unique healings. And that's why I do star healings as well. So again, my healings are not limited to just healings. I do activation, soul realignment, soul retrieval, mission blockage removal, things like that. Helping with the programming that may have been placed in you by the not so good entities, all of that. So that's why if you guys need mission related guidance, if you need guidance on why no matter what you do you're blocked, I may be able to assist you. Having said that, we will delve right into today's topic. And before that, let me quickly talk about the energies. Well, the energies are very, very intense. So a lot is coming out. Again, I was talking about anger. So this week is a lot of pain. A lot of you guys may be feeling like you're a victim. You may be feeling like you're stuck. You may be feeling like no matter how much you try, you're not being recognized for who you are. You feel like you're tired of fighting this battle of good and evil. You feel like no matter what you do, there are always naysayers. You feel tired, exhausted. You feel like you're not being appreciated, you're not being recognized. And but you have to understand, this is a polarity planet, and there's, for every good there's going to be a not so good. For everyone who acknowledges you and praises you, there's going to be people who sabotage you and hurt you as well. So this is how it works, and that's why, in the search of spiritual truth and self-realization and enlightenment, we are often seeking the ultimate guidance of God. Because when we are one with God, there's no place for the mind or the ego, and we bask in the glory of God. That's what we call kingdom of heaven. In Sanskrit we call states of bliss, the dharma mega samadhi, dharma mega, righteousness and cloud. So that's what it translates to. So again, there are many different types of experiences when it comes to consciousness, from nirvikalpa samadhi to savikalpa samadhi and dharma mega samadhi and etc. Right? And then the information is all available via access by the Akashic records, multidimensional records, and in our beautiful books written by our wise sages. And many, many star seeds, we are forthcoming as well. Also, having said that, it all depends. We are not trying to reach a destination, because as a soul, it's our birthright to go on the path of enlightenment and self-realization. So everything that we are experiencing, everything that we are feeling, everything that we are growing, and every experience we have, and our ability to transcend through the experience, that in itself is living your highest truth. Righteousness is a big part of it. And what I mean by dharma and righteousness, well, dharma and righteousness is about doing the right thing. And that is not, and doing the right thing, it depends on the circumstance. So you cannot always be black and white. So there's black, white, and gray. So that's the thing. And you have to always take into consideration others around us. And that's why the biggest spiritual law is not to infringe in another person's spiritual freedom. And that's the reason why, you can't really force someone, even if they are a twin flame. Only when the time comes, they will realize they are twin flames. Or if someone is a star seed. So that's the reason why we need to let things flow. And righteousness, dharma, is the most beautiful thing that exists here on earth. And once we can walk a righteous path, you will realize a righteous path is a hard path, but God is with us always. Having said that, this month is about awareness, it's about ascension, it's about union. I did, talk about it in several of my videos. The union month open, so May we're going to see a lot of twin flame unions, and it's going to set the space for a lot of unions that's going to happen later in the year. And because we are in the year of the snake, it's about rebirth, it's about becoming a new person completely. And in a way, that's what's going to truly rekindle the love and romance between you and your divine counterpart. So many of you all may be in different stages of your twin flame connection. But what you're going to notice with your divine counterpart is immense change. This is what's going to rekindle the connection to the next level, infinite and multidimensional. So, energetically, a lot of release is taking place, a lot of pain, a lot of misery, feeling like there is no justice. Surrender to God, talk to God, cry your pain to God. Many of us, many of y'all, all of us are going through the ascension flu as well. So you may be experiencing headaches, pain in your spinal area, pain in the back of your neck, your third eye. You may be feeling like your clairvoyance is expanding further, what you're perceiving is changing, your senses are heightened. Most beautifully, 5D communication is at an all-time high with our divine counterparts, especially for those who are in deep separation. So the expansion that is taking place is phenomenal right now. So get into the wagon if you're still, feeling a little wounded. So this transformation is happening for the entire collective. So get in there and live your best life. So that's why the energies of May brings a lot of hope and transformation, and most importantly, mysticism and magic into your life. Having said that, book your spot for the 5-5 portal healing. I would recommend this healing, and I don't even have to the reason why I recommend this is because it's a very unique healing, and I'm downloading the codes, and it's going to be a very beautiful healing. It's going to be intense. As you all know, my activations are very, very intense, but it's going to create a lot of miracles and changes, because inherently, when we clear ourselves out of those unnecessary baggages or unnecessary things that's not letting us feel our original soul blueprint. And that's why soul realignment I'll highly, highly recommend. And it's a long process, 4 to 6 weeks, but it's something that, even I did 10-15 years ago, and truly changes my life, and I've been doing it for so many of you all, and it's been amazing. All right, with that, I'm going to delve right into topic, and I'll be doing live channeling after. So if you guys want to get in, you know what to do. And also thank you all for your tips. And when you send me a tip, I'll do a channeling as well, so as to keep it fair to everyone else. All right. So I'm going to see if there are any questions, and then I'm going to start with today's. Oh, I'm seeing more comments. Perfect. Oh, Sarah says, you are definitely unique and appreciate you to this day. Oh, thank you. Intense is an understatement. Yes, very, very intense. Julia is, oh my God. Pain this week has been off the chain. My spine from back of the head to the middle of my back has been so much, and intense third eye pressure all week. Yes, absolutely. So much is happening. So all you can do, because when it comes to spiritual activations and spiritually related physical pain, the only thing you can do is surrendering to the universe. Healings can help, but the most important thing is to get a lot of rest and to stay hydrated, so that your physical body can adapt to the changes. All right. Oops. Let me see. Okay, why am I not able to see all the comments? Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So you guys are probably very excited about today's topic, and I would say that today's topic is like truly. And last week we talked about the awakening divine feminine and the awakening divine masculine. So many of y'all requested me to do this for the divine masculines as well. So that's why I did some brainstorming, so that I could facilitate better channeling for you guys. And so I actually organized them in questions. So I'll read out the topic. The wounded and the awakening divine masculine. Why does the divine masculine behave a certain way? As I spoke about, mission related reasons or ignorance, or is that the role? Is that the role of the divine masculine to behave that way, to help with, us divine feminines to ascend. And that's why, and many times I've always said that, oh, the divine masculine is actually more awakened than the divine feminine. It's just that it's not clear in the physical world, because the role our divine masculines play can be kind of the tough teacher sometimes, and they may not be doing it out of full awareness. So often that is the reason why you may be feeling triggered, or you may be feeling a lot of pain as a result of it. So going back to the first question of discussion is, why does the divine masculine behave a certain way? Again, the behavior of the divine masculine is as peculiar as it can get, and intense as it can get. It's also the most unpredictable in the world. So it can totally feel like gaslighting, and it can totally feel soul crunching, and it can also feel like, why are you on this journey? So again, instead of trying to figure out, why is he doing this to me? Why is he pushing me away? Why is he saying things like, I'm not interested in you, I don't like you, I'm going to see other people, blah, blah, blah. But often what he says, he never does. And another thing is, what he says, he doesn't mean as well. But what he says matters, because it kickstarts your own awakening journey. If not, you're going to live in this illusion of thinking that a twin flame relationship is very linear. If it's a very linear relationship, then it's not a twin flame relationship at all. It's more of a normal relationship, like swiping culture. You meet someone, you talk to someone, you like someone, you get engaged to them, get married to them, you start a family, and you don't like them, you divorce them, and you move on. So that's often how relationship work these days. Of course, you've got a beautiful thing which is called soulmate relationships. So soulmate relationships are there to truly remind people that love, unconditional love, exists. Twin flames, we are one soul split to two. Soulmates, a completely different soul. And think about it, meeting another soul completely different from you, that is also a beautiful, beautiful way of connecting to the divinity of life itself. So having said that, soulmate journeys tend to be quite smooth. Karmic journeys, pretty chaotic. And that's why there can be a lot of confusion between twin flame connections and karmic connections sometimes. But often karmic connection, you will be spending a certain amount of time, because you're trying to balance the cause and effect, and that's what you guys agreed to do before incarnating on earth. So when we go into twin flame connections, it's very difficult to determine why our divine masculine behaves the certain way he behaves. And if you operate from beyond mind, beyond logic and rationality, it will make much more sense. Because of the fact that logic and rationality is going to make you feel like everything is wrong in the journey. But if you put the logic and rationality behind, and if you start thinking from soul, it totally shifts. Your perception on the journey shifts, because you're living in the moment. You're no longer delving in the past or being stuck in the future. So that is the reason why it is so essential to first treat your journey as a very unique one, and to start seeing your divine counterpart as you. Of course, we are in two separate bodies, so personalities, characteristics, the way our divine counterpart behaves may vary, but inherently we are one soul split to two. So everything he does, there is something that you are doing that's causing him to behave that way. For example, if he says, I'm not interested in you, ask yourself this question: are you interested in yourself? Do you find yourself attractive? Do you find yourself dateable? Do you love yourself enough? If your DM is saying, leave me alone, go away. What does that mean? Are you actually leaving yourself alone, or are you overwhelming yourself with thoughts and not giving yourself space and solitude? And if your divine masculine says, don't ever talk to me, then is that something that you're doing to yourself that's causing that energetic frustration? So the next time when your DM exhibits a certain behavior, don't think, respond. And this will create a beautiful transformation within you. So instead of trying to break your head over why is my divine masculine doing this to me, instead ask, what are you doing to yourself that's causing your divine masculine to behave in this way? So my second question is, that I'm putting out to you is it mission related reasons or ignorance, or is that the role of the divine masculine to cause us, the divine feminine, to feel that way when the divine feminine herself is wounded? So often all of this happens when the divine feminine is wounded. And you will notice the separation between our divine counterpart is most intense when we are going through the wounded phases. I'll call it wounded phases because we're constantly awakening too. So you can't say, hey, like fixed mindset, one is always going to be wounded. No. If today a divine feminine is wounded, tomorrow she can be awakening, fully in the progress of awakening, but then she may be falling back and feeling wounded again. So there is no, trajectory that's moving upward always. It goes up and down like that. So that's the reason why, like I explained earlier, if it's a mission related reason, all you can do is surrender. If it's an ego related reason, it's time to give yourself a check. At the same time, you may be falling back. So when when we are expanding and when we are awakening, we are no longer operating from the mind or the ego anymore. And I spoke a lot about the mind in my previous discourse last week, about how the mind is the one that creates the thoughts to make